Well, good Saturday morning, everybody. Cecil Pearson Jr. coming at you here. Live on YouTube. I had no plans to be here today. None whatsoever. I've been hit in the face with a couple of things, and well, when God smacks you in the face, you tend to wake up and listen. Oh, Logan Wayne, Chrissy, Jonathan, Ash April, Tony, Brent. Oh, Travis. This wasn't a normal slap either. This is one of these kind of slaps. Oh, Randy, Carolyn, while we're waiting on some folks to get in here, I'm going to say here just what I just said for TikTok because I think it's important. The federal government is trying to ban menthol and other flavors of tobacco because flavored tobacco is racist. Menthol is especially racist against black folk. Y'all, I'm 56 years old, going on 57. I was born in Florida, and I was raised in rural South Georgia. The first girl I ever had a crush on was a black girl. All the white people that I knew in school bullied me, but the black folk accepted me for who I was. Therefore, most of my friends were black, still are today. These are friends that I still have on Facebook today. I love these people with my entire heart, every part of my body. I just love them, and they love me just the same. When I get a chance to visit back home down in Collins, Georgia, I'm always greeted by neck hugs and visits and invitations to go sit down with them at dinner. Hello, Graham, Gail. And I want to tell you something. Not a one of them stupid. Not a one of them is stupid. Hell, Dreffy, they don't need anybody to tell them that smoking cigarettes is bad for most people's health. It does work for some people, but it's bad for most people's health. They don't need anybody to tell them, hey, that can make you sick. You ought not to do that. They don't need that. They're just as smart as we are. Actually, most of them smarter. Did you know that a blood transfusion was invented by a black man? Did you know that peanut butter was invented by a black man? Did you understand? Did you hear what I just said? Something that is eaten and loved by everybody around the world. Peanut butter, invented by a black man. Imagine that. Let me tell you something. I don't care what color skin you're wearing, they stupid people in every ethnicity. He's a gator over there. Hold my beer. I want to go over there and touch it. Yeah, that guy doesn't need anybody to tell him what not to do. He needs somebody to pick up the pieces after the gator gets a hold to him. But they're trying to ban menthol and mint flavors from all tobacco products because it's racist. It targets black folk. Does that mean we got to get rid of lard and we got to get rid of Crisco and we got to get rid of Wesson we got to get rid of vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, sunflower seed oil, because black folk like fried chicken and eating fried food ain't good for you? It amazes me that in 2023, the Democrat Party still treat the black folk like they're wearing chains, like they did back in the 1800s when they fought to keep their slaves, telling them what they could and could not do, where they could and could not go, what they could and could not eat, what they could and could not drink, what they could and could not smoke, dip, or chew. Sound familiar? It was the Democrat Party that invented the militia arm of the Democrat Party to keep black folk in line. This militia arm was known as the Ku Klux Klan. Look it up, read a book. Ash April, did you notice that they took the Native American squaw off of Land O'Lakes butter? That's typical white folks. remove the Indian and leave the land. But today, Joe Biden and his Democrat cronies are up there in Washington trying to divide whites and black folks again. Why is it the Democrats think they got to divide white folk and black folk? That if we get together, they've had it? Is that it? That they're done for? If both the colors get together, that they'll realize that, hey, I see where the issue is. That's exactly why they don't want us to get together on a large nationwide scale, is because we will all see then the veil they've been trying to hold over the black folks' eyes, telling them, hey, you should be offended. Every one of my black folk friends is smart enough to know when they ought to be offended by something. And what really offends them is somebody else telling them they ought to be offended. See, even today, Democrats handing out free stuff to the black folk. Here's a welfare check. Here's SNAP benefits. Here's public housing. Stop and listen now. Here is free public housing. We'll give you a house to live in, but you're going to live where we tell you to live. You can't have friends over to stay the night in this house. You can't do this at this place. You can't do that at this place. You're going to follow our rules or you're not going to get our free house. Sounds an awful lot like plantation law without the cotton field, don't it? Sounds an awful lot like plantation law without the cotton field. We're going to let you have food stamps, but we're going to tell you what you can and can't buy with it. Mercy. That sounds an awful lot like a master telling a slave what they can and can't eat. Sure do. We're going to give you this welfare check. But if you start opening your mouth and complaining, we're going to take it away from you. We're going to take your money. That sounds an awful lot like, what's your name, boy? Kuna Kente. Smack! What's your name, boy? Toby. Whipping them into submission. But instead of using a whip, these crackers using a welfare check. That's one of the things that's been eating on me this morning. Is the Democrats trying to tell black folk yet again in 2023 what they can and can't have, where they can and can't go, and what they can and can't say, and that they ought to be offended. The only difference now is the change is your bank account. Now, moving on to the message for this morning. Got a question to ask somebody that I'm going to ask everybody here. Would you willingly and knowingly sin if you knew it would not be held against you, but one other person that you don't know would be punished for your sin? Would you willingly do it? Would you willingly sin if you didn't have any fear of hell or any fear of trouble? Somebody else will be punished for your sin. Would you do it? You know what? You do. Each and every one of you. So do I. Every time we're in the public eye, and we sin, you lose your temper and give that one-fingered wave out the window. I'm famous for that one. I'm sorry, but I am. Every time you lose your temper because somebody cut you off and almost caused you to wreck. Every single time you get mad, take your anger out on a cashier or a bagger, people are looking at you, and people are not seeing Jesus. Luke chapter 17, verse 1 and 2. Let's go over that, shall we? And then said he unto his disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come. But woe unto them, woe unto him through whom they come. It would be better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he was cast into the sea, that he should offend one of these little ones. Miss Carolyn's behind with us. And what this means, if Ash April will please put up verse 1. It is impossible but that offenses will come. Offenses in this particular case means temptation. But woe unto him through whom they come. When you out showing your backside and acting ungodly in public, and other people can see you and they know that you're a Christian, and they think that it's okay to act like this. And then they act like you just did because they're following your example. Their offense, their temptation has come by way of you and your actions. You have caused someone else to sin. Your sin is getting somebody else punished because they didn't know any better and they were living by the example that you were leaving. How you doing? Oh man, it got quiet as a church house mouse in here, didn't it? You almost hear the crickets chirp. Can't touch this, do 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 do. Can't touch this, do 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 do. Bye. It's a fact. It's one of the reasons why we all can do better at leaving the example Jesus would have us leave wherever we go. I'm pointing my finger at y'all, but honey, I got three pointed right back at me. This message is as much for me as it is for you. Y'all think it's very godly for me to give some dude in a hurry a one-fingered wave out the window because he almost caused me to wreck? I don't. And I get condemned for it every single time I do it. But that person's already gone on. And they didn't have the opportunity to hear me say, Father, forgive me. All they know is I shot them the bird out the window. And if they go down the road and they shoot a bird at somebody else because I shot a bird at them, what have I taught? See what I'm saying? That's my own actions. I ain't pointing the finger at anybody now. They all pointed at me. That's my own actions. And I'm working on it. I really am. I'm working on it. I only did it one time last week, and I was almost killed about 15 different times while we were out on the road. But I only did that once. And I had to beg God for forgiveness when I finally cooled off enough I could even talk to him. Because it wasn't just me in the vehicle. It wasn't just my life in the vehicle. It was Gail, the mother of my grandchildren. See, I'm not I'm not attempting to justify by any means my actions. But if they hit me and cause me to wreck and die, and Gail dies along with me, or she's hurt up bad and has to be in the hospital, who cares for my grandkids? That's where my mind goes. Who takes care of my grandchildren? Church, we all can do better at portraying Jesus and God when we're out in public. We could all be a little nicer. We could all smile a little more, share a laugh a little more, reach out to help our brother and sister just a little more. We could all love a little more. Every one of us could lift somebody up just a little bit more than we do. See, that's the thing about being a Christian. No matter how hard we try, we won't ever be as good as God. No matter how hard we try, we will never be as good as Jesus. So we always got some goal that we can be struggling for, to try a little harder to be more like our Savior, to be just a little bit better. And that's what this is about. You wouldn't willfully sin and allow somebody else to be punished. Don't allow somebody else to follow your bad example and be punished either. It's the same thing. Guys, I love you. Not nearly as much as God, but I love you. And good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I won't bother you again until Monday. I love you. Bye now.